Hi everybody, and thank you so much for subscribing to the workbooks. It means so much to me. And this is your special subscriber series of videos. I'm also uploading a guided meditation for you as well. So you'll have that to practice during Sagittarius season. Sagittarius is really a time to expand our horizons, right? Where Scorpio kind of had us dive deep and go into our feelings, Sagittarius has us really expand, right? Sagittarius is always in search of truth and knowledge. And so that's where she gets the title Wanderluster from, right? So Sagittarius is always traveling to different lands in order to gather knowledge, to integrate and to widen her perspectives. So it's a really great season to try new things, even just like new restaurants, maybe a new car, just go outside your comfort zones of whatever that is and just be willing to be open to the experience, whatever it may bring you. And so that's important throughout Sagittarius season, is just to remain open-minded. You can even plan a trip, even if you don't take it. Still just go through the exercise of planning a trip to get your mind to kind of start thinking about different places and different scenery than what you're used to. So just keep that in mind as we go through Sagittarius season. As far as the workbook goes, the yoga in here is all about opening up your hip flexors. I highly suggest that you either do the practice in here or do another practice that that will help you open up this area of your body. So when we're tight in our hip flexors, it's actually a muscle called the psoas. And when the psoas is very tight, what happens is it keeps us in a state of contraction where we don't want to expand, right? When we have a nice lengthened and open psoas, it allows us to walk forward into our life and into the unknown with confidence, right? Rather than kind of shrinking back. So you really want to work into these hip flexors throughout this season. And then other parts of the workbook, we have all the crystals for Sagittarius. This is probably my favorite crystal grid to build, by the way. I really love that one. And then the setting up for magic, just so you know, you don't need all of these. They're just suggestions as far as like shapes and colors, just to help you tap further in to the Sagittarius energy. The aligning the spirit, this was a really fun one for me to write. Just tips for aligning with the spirit of adventure, right? So how do we truly embrace adventure, which oftentimes, includes things that go wrong or unplanned. And, how do we deal with that? And sometimes, the best adventures, and I speak from, personal experience, is when everything goes wrong, right? And you have to fly by the seat of your pants. But, that's when the magic happens, and that's when the miracles really happen. And then as far as the questions, so I get this question a lot about the questions. You can answer them at any time during the Sagittarius season. I just highly suggest that on the new moon, you go back and either re-answer them or review your answers and revise them, because we change. And on the new moon, that's when, we have like double Sagittarius energies, because the sun and the moon are in Sagittarius, well, Jupiter. So, you'll be really aligned with it. So it's good to go back and then save the affirmations and the intention setting for the new moon itself. So try and resist doing that part until the new moon in Sagittarius in December. But it's going to be a great season. Sagittarius is one of my favorite seasons. It's also a very extroverted sign, so it's a great time to kind of hang out with others and, go to some holiday parties. You'll have the energy for it. It's a very joyous energy, so really enjoy that this season. And then as for the full moon, which is actually occurring tomorrow night, Gemini is also a very social sign. So with the sun in Sagittarius, moon in Gemini, it's a great time to gather with others and just learn from other people's perspectives, right? Gemini and Sagittarius both actually really remind us to let go of our judgments. And that's a great thing to do on the full moon tomorrow, is just let go of any judgments that you may have, whatever they are, and try to not judge yourself in the process. of observing your judgments. When we have judgments, they actually block our intuition and they block our ability to expand and be open-minded to new things. Right? So you really want to work on just letting go of whatever judgments you may carry, because we all have them, and it's just good to release them. And then tomorrow night, so you can do the practices for this workbook either tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday. The moon will be in Gemini until Saturday night. So I have about, I think, 10 questions in here. This was a great one to write. It was really fun. It's all about teaching you how to keep the bigger picture, the macro level, but then build the pieces, the micro level, because it's actually two different skill sets in our brain to be able to envision this bigger picture. It's very creative. And then we have like the logical side that we need to actually build the steps, form the pieces of that picture, right? So in the practices, I really try to guide you into forming both of those and integrating both of those sides, big picture, small details, into one, so that you really can build your dreams. Because a lot of times we have these like lofty dreams, but then we don't know the steps to build them. So that was my goal in writing the practices in this workbook for you. But enjoy it. It's Thanksgiving here in the US. So it's a great time to gather with people, have a Friendsgiving, celebrate the full moon in Gemini, celebrate the start of Sagittarius, and just, really enjoy this season. It's a lot of fun, right? Lean into joy this season.